Hey everybody, wanted to show you a few other things with your new Chromebooks today. And I'm going to start off by launching a Google Chrome window, which I actually already have, but just to remind you, you can either go to the app launcher here, or there's the icon here and what's called the taskbar down here. This is called the taskbar. So this is actually Google Chrome. And then you have Gmail, which we'll talk about a little bit later, Docs, and YouTube. Those are on your taskbar already. So today I want to start off by showing you Google Drive. And if you remember, we talked about this in class. Once again, I'm going to go to the waffle here, and I'm going to find the triangle that's got the green, blue, and yellow sides to them. And I'm going to click on it, and it's going to say Google Drive. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you remember in class exactly what Google Drive is, but the best way I could describe it, it's like an electronic file cabinet. So right now I've clicked on My Drive, and inside here you see Classroom, Old, Screencastify, and Tech. These things here in gray are called folders, okay? And folders, much like a folder in real life, contain stuff. In real life, they contain papers. In Google Drive, they contain files, and our files can be anything from Google Docs, Google Slides, it could be videos, it could be photos, just about anything electronic that we create on our Chromebooks. So I want to show you a few things that I want you to practice too. So first off, when you get to this menu, and you can play this video and pause it as needed so that you can try to do this exercise, you're going to click on My Drive. And you'll know it's clicked because this will show up kind of a light blue highlight right here. So I know I am here with My Drive selected. Now, in a computer or a laptop, if you have a mouse, you have what's called a left click and a right click. Okay. And if you've ever noticed on a mouse that you've got a left button and a right button. Well, on the Chromebook, you don't have a left button and a right button. You just have that rectangular pad. So a normal click is literally just tapping or clicking the anywhere on that trackpad. Okay. Now, in a Chromebook, a right click, if you ever hear anybody or me or anybody else say, hey, right click on this, you actually use two fingers. I call it a two-finger click, which is the same thing as a right click. So let me repeat that. You're going to use two fingers, and then you're going to press a click. So I'm going to put two of my fingers down, and you'll see a whole bunch of things pop up. This is what I want you to choose, new folder. And here, I want you to type in whatever grade you are in. So let's just say second space grade. And now I'm going to hit create. So inside of here, now I've noticed under My Drive, I have a new folder called second grade. Now if I regular single click second grade, that becomes highlighted in blue. And now I see there's nothing inside of it. What I would like for you to do is something really simple, and that is create additional folders under second grade. Okay, the first one is going to be called Docs, as in Google Docs. So I'm going to do the same thing, two-finger click, hit new folder, and I'm going to type in DOCS, Docs. And there it appears. It appears underneath second grade. Now, something I want you to notice, these little triangles are actually arrows pointing to the right. If I click on this arrow, it will show me if there's anything inside of that second grade folder. So I'm going to single click, and look, Docs is there. Now I'm going to single click on Docs, and nothing is underneath there. So what I want you to do is create, and by the way, I could also two-finger click here in this white space. I want you to do one for slides, and I want you to do one for sheets, and I want you to do one for videos. Okay? So do that exercise, and then I want you Demonstrate how would you go about moving a file, let's say your screenshot, to somewhere in your My Drive. So wherever your file may be, whether it's in the files in the Chromebook or somewhere else in your Google Drive, you basically click and hold your file so it turns blue. Then you drag it. So you may want to click with one finger and drag with the other finger. And you see when I put it over My Drive, it shows me what folders are underneath My Drive. So now I'm just going to put it under second grade, under screenshots, and I'm going to let go. And if I click on it, I will see my screenshot there. So sometimes we may want to turn something in Google Classroom, and it is something that's on our Google Drive. So all of the things that I've had to do so far, you have had something that I've given you, like a Google slideshow that you've had to change. But sometimes you may want to add something from your Google Drive. So what I would like to do now is show you how I do that. So right now, I have to hit unsubmit, because if it is turned in, then I can't turn anything else. But now you'll see there's this little plus sign that says plus, add or create. And when I hit that plus sign, it basically says, okay, what do you want to add or create from? So adding, I can add from my Google Drive, I can provide a link, I can provide a file, or I can create a brand new Google Docs, slide sheets, drawings, and other things. 99% of the time, you are going to click Google Drive, because almost everything that you have is going to be automatically saved to Google Drive. So there's a few ways you can do it. You can go from recent. So anything you've recently been working on, you can find that yesterday, earlier this week, etc. But I like to show my students how to find things from My Drive. Because remember, My Drive is your Google Drive. And here are the folders we created. Remember how we created the second grade folder? Well, if I go in here, I should find all the folders I made under second grade. So say I wanted to attach something like a screenshot. I would go into my screenshot and I would attach it. And now I just say insert. So I insert that, and now it's going to appear. Actually, it was already attached. It gives me that message there. So I'll attach something else just so you can see. Back to My Drive, back to second grade, back to screenshots, and I'll do another screenshot. And now I hit insert, and there it goes. It now is uploading, and now I've attached it. Now I could click turn it. So this, again, is for instances when you are turning something in that's not already in the assignment. You want to go into your Google Drive, choose it, insert it, and hit turn in. Your Gmail, okay, your school mail. Believe it or not, you've had all kinds of messages sent to you throughout the course of the year, and you've probably never even checked your mail. And that's okay, because most everything that you've needed has been told to you, but we want you to start learning how to use your mail. So to do this, there's a few ways you can do it. You can once again go to the waffle, and you can choose Gmail, or it's also right here at the bottom of your screen. So either way works. And if you click mail, you're going to see that when you click on it, there's all kinds of mail that is already there for you. Now, this is obviously my mailbox, but I want to show you how things would look if, this were a student account. So I want to make sure, I'm on my Peter Parker account. So what I want to show you is some of the basics. Okay. Now, your inbox is where all of your mail is. Okay. So all of your mail is in your inbox. So if you see anything bold, that means you haven't read it yet. And you can see that now I just clicked on one email. It's not bold anymore. So it means I've read it. Okay. So here are some of the basic things. You can scroll up and down. Here's the date. This is the subject. Okay. And this is the person who sent it to you. Okay. Now, if I want to send an email, I go to compose, and you're going to see immediately that it shows a to and a subject. You always want to have those. Okay. So what I'm going to do is pretend I'm a student, Peter Parker, sending an email to me. So I start typing in my name and look, I already pop up. Okay. So I could either finish it or I could just simply click and there I am. Okay. Now, the subject is always going to be different depending on what you're trying to say. I'm going to call it test email from Peter Parker. Now, I'm going to ask that you do a test email, but call it test email from your name. And I want you to practice what I'm about to show you every time you write an email. I want you to say, dear, and whoever you're sending it to, Coach Matthew, comma, and then you can write what you want to say as best as you can in complete sentences, preferably, but the best that you can. So, dear Coach Matthew, this is my test email. Thank you, comma, and then sign your name. I like to put a dash. You can say Peter Parker, your name, Peter, whatever. And then at the bottom, you have the send button. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and hit the send button, and now it's there. Okay, so what I want you to do is practice sending an email. I will give you instructions in an assignment, but I would like for you to do is send it to a coach. It's probably going to be me, just so that we know that you understand how to get an email. And if you ever get an email from somebody,
you can hit the reply button, but we can show more of that later.